So hello guys, hope you are fine and you are doing great. So today we will be talking about Hindi-Urdu controversy. Our Hindi and Urdu were two languages which became the, source of friction, source of fight, source of discontent, bone of contention between the two larger communities of Indian subcontinent, means Muslims and Hindus, which became the point, dividing point, which led to the, the split of two communities and then split of India into two countries, Pakistan and India. So let us, go back, look into the history and some historical perspective of these two languages. Guys, so there were languages, Aryan languages. Aryan languages. These Aryan languages were very ancient languages. These languages were spoken here in this region of Indian subcontinent. So Hindustani was one of these Aryan languages. This Hindustani was spoken by the people of India, by the people of Hindustan. Therefore, this language was called Hindustani language. Before the coming of Muslims into Indian subcontinent, Hindi was, the language of the people of this land of India. When Muslims entered into Indian subcontinent as a conquerors, and when they conquered India and they established their government in Delhi, later on it was called Delhi Sultanate. So these Muslims, Muslim rulers of Indian subcontinent brought some other languages, for example Persian languages or Arabic languages, words of Persian languages, Arabic languages, because the army of Muslim rulers, conquerors was Muslim, and the people in army were, Turks from Turkey and from Afghanistan, from Arabs and from Iran, Persia as well. So they people spoke different languages, different than Hindustani. They were speaking Arabic, Persian, and all other languages of Muslim countries. So they mixed up these Muslim languages with Hindustani. This mixture became the Urdu. This mixture of these languages, mixture of Arabic and Persian with Hindustani became Urdu. And the rest, pure Hindustani language was Hindi. So these two languages came into being. Muslim rulers especially patronized or supported Urdu language, and they mixed words of these languages in Urdu. So this especially Mughal rulers developed Urdu, used Urdu in their court, in their documentation, and in their, for example, writings, literature, and daily routine communication as well. So this Urdu became more, developed language of literature. A wide range of literature was written in Urdu. So Urdu was spoken widely. Therefore, when Muslims were removed from the power by the Britishers, by the English people, by the Westerns, they conquered India and they imposed, for example, Urdu and English in Indian subcontinent. And this process of Urdu and English as an official language during British rule continued up to 1867, when Hindus objected and they demanded that their language Hindi also should be made the state language, should also be made the official language of British India, and Urdu should be replaced with Hindi. So, well, stop here. Urdu, for example, is written in Arabic and Persian script. When you see the script of Urdu, you will find similarity between the script of Urdu, between the script of Persian, and between the script of Arabic, and even between the script of Sindhi as well. But Hindi is written in Devanagari script. That is like Chinese, something like that, Chinese. And there is actually little difference between these two languages. 75% words, construction, words are in Urdu or similar to the Hindi. Only there are, 25% words which are drawn from Arabic and Persian. Urdu is also a word which is taken from Turkish language, which means the language of, many people, Lashkari language. So this is actually this was the little difference between two languages. Only there was the major difference was the difference of script. Hindi was written in Devanagari script and Urdu was written in Persian and Arabic script. So, and rest, the wording was similar. 75% words in Urdu were taken from Hindi, because Hindi and Urdu, these two languages were drawn from Hindustani. So only 25% words were taken from Arabic and Persian languages. So anyway, when Hindu objected, that their Hindi language should replace Urdu language and should be made official language, state language during British period. So British in 19th century, British made Hindi language also is a national language. Means there were now three languages: Hindi, Urdu, and English. All these three languages were the official languages during the British period. But what was the consequence of this demand of Hindi language is an official language? Muslims of subcontinent thought that Hindus are opposed to the Muslim culture, Muslim language. They don't like Muslim language of Urdu is a Muslim language. So they thought that Hindus don't trust Muslim culture and Muslim language and whatever is related to the Muslims. So this became a point of discontent, point of distrust between these two larger communities of Indian subcontinent. And Muslims were equally distrust of Hindus, and Hindus were distrust of Muslims. This led to the conflict between these two communities and distrust between these two communities, which became the reason of eventually at the end split of India into two countries, Pakistan and India. So in India, for example, in 1951 or 50, India made its constitution after independence, and it made the Hindi if their first language along with English, and Urdu is one of the national languages, but they made their Hindi first language. And here in Pakistan after 1947, Pakistan made Urdu as their first language, national language. Urdu was made national language. So this was a brief history, controversy, language controversy between the two communities, which sowed the seeds of enmity between these two communities, and this enmity led to the partition of Indian subcontinent. So later on, for example, After 1947, Bengalis, the people of Bengal, demanded that their language, Bengali, should also be made the national language here in Pakistan, along with Urdu and English. So this was not, I would say, their demand was not accepted. And when their demand was not accepted, this, I would say, led some discontent between the people of East Pakistan, Bengali, and the people of West Pakistan. And ultimately, Pakistan also broke in 1971 on this, problem of language. So the language problem in the Indian subcontinent, in the history of Indian subcontinent, is very important. We should, learn about it, because language makes the identity of people, and people like their identity should continue. So this is very, very complicated issue of languages here in subcontinent. So this was a brief lecture about the Hindi-Urdu controversy, the language controversy, which became, divisive rather than uniting. So, last time I made a video of, 27 minutes, which took me around 3 hours or 2 hours to upload. This time I thought that I should make a very small video, which can easily be uploaded. So therefore I thought that I should make 10 minutes or 15 minutes video. So today I think it's enough, and further I will share notes with you, and then you will be able to clear the idea about this language controversy. So thank you guys, see you again.